What is up, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News, the only live call-in show on YouTube. Well, not really. Today, we're going to be talking about...
Hello, Adam.
God?
No, Adam. It's Q.
You mean like James Bond Q, or...
No.
Star Trek Q?
No.
Anon?
That's right. I work for the man. Trust the plan. 8chan.
Whoa. This is so exciting. You mean, this is the Q, like QAnon, like 8chan, trust the plan, works for the big man, Q. There's so many questions I want to ask. Like, are you a group? Are you a person? You know, was the reflection on that pen really T-Man, Commander-in-Chief? There's so many things. Where are we headed next? This is amazing. What do I have?
Adam, it's just me, dude.
Dex?
Yeah.
You mean you were doing the voice?
Yeah, it was me.
Thanks, man. That would have been huge. That would have been like... What is up, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News, the only live call-in show on YouTube. Well, not really. This is our second attempt because apparently making fun of Q is not something to do. In fact, we did one of our unique, one of a kind intros. Dex, can you do the voice one more time?
Yeah, Adam, I'll conjure it up real quick here.
And I'm telling you, here's the thing.
Hello, Adam.
So he pretended to be Q because this isn't that one's not going to be on there. We're going to add that to our bloopers reel and probably upload it somewhere else. But what was really weird is everything flashed. Like, that is kind of weird. Like, my side flashed, Dex's side flashed, and then it just totally went off air. So that is kind of weird. Like, it kind of makes me wonder. Either way, we're not going to make poke fun at Q this time because we want to stay on air. Either way, Dex did that. If you want to see the original intro, we'll put it on blooper reel and we'll upload it in the next couple days. Anyways, lots of announcements today and lots of big news. Of course, we have a full moon outside and people are just acting nuts. Like every full moon, people just do what they do. And we're going to get into the news and everything else. So we'll be right back. I'm just going to make sure that everything is going well. We'll see you in 2 seconds. You know what? It might have been that I didn't do the hand thing. I didn't do this. That's like a tradition, and I remember I didn't do it. And Q didn't like that. Anyways, so if you've never been here before, this is a live call-in show. We will be getting to the live call-in show after the news. If you haven't been to our website, you can actually read along with us. If we're covering a article, you can actually go to marfooglenews.com, and before every single show, we are live. It is 10:01 p.m., 12/12/2019, and you can actually go to the new moon order right here and click on this, and down below, you will see that we have every single article that we are going to show here today, including weird news. And then down below will be caller notes, which actually, as they call in live, their information, their channels, the articles that they may give are all going to be listed there. That is the cool thing about the calls, is that you as a caller can call 224400MARF and say you know about an article on, a government website that nobody knows about. You can share that with Dex. He can actually put it on to a whole screen devoted to information from the callers, and then I can pull it up and share it with the rest of you. It's pretty awesome. So we have now launched our notification system on our... What is up, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf. 3 times a charm on a full moon night. This is the only live call-in show on YouTube. Okay, not really. But it is the only one with the confidence of 3 times strong. I don't know what that means. We'll be right back after this. All right. Let's go. Let's get this through the show. You guys already know, if you've already watched the first couple intros, just to spin right through my normal announcements. Dex, can we do a sound check real quick?
Hello, Adam. I am here, and hello, Foogle Fam.
Dex can screen calls, and then he can also load up articles and things that you guys end up giving to us. You can go to marfooglenews.com, and you can actually see all of the articles. We take the time before every single show to end up putting them here. You can read along, or you can go back later, even if it's 10 years later. You can find this there. Or if the internet exists in 10 years and we're not just, virtual people in pods like the Matrix. So again, you can go to this, you can actually read along to the articles, and then afterwards you can call in at 224400MARF, and you can actually share your opinion, you can share your information, or if you have documents, videos, or anything else that you want to share with the Foogle Fam, you can do so. Also, this is a great reference for any of our other channels, for our Discord group, over 11,000 people. If you're active military, join there as well. And we have notification systems on the website. If you go to marfooglenews.com, you can actually see a little box that pops up in the corner. Press allow. Basically, it's like clicking the bell. You will guaranteed get notifications as long as you do that. There is no other purpose for it. It has no terms of service or anything like that, because all it does is it notifies you when we put the videos on to the website, which means we're live. So if you want to do that, you can. We're going to get straight into the news. Thank you, Dex, for being patient as well. This is our 3rd try. We got knocked off 2 other times, so we must be close. Maybe they know what's on my screen. We're going to talk about several things that are pretty crazy. So this is what a devastating earthquake in California would look like. The high-rise towers that served as landmarks of this city are mostly gone. Blocks where historic brick buildings once stood are now vacant. At the city center, Christchurch Cathedral remains in ruins. The workday bustle in one of New Zealand's leading commercial centers, abandoned by many employers, has slowed. A once steady stream of tourists dramatically slimmed. 8 years ago, a huge earthquake ruptured directly under, I don't even know if we can say that word because of what else happened there, killing 185 people. Full recovery remains elusive. The city offers an urgent lesson to California, whose major cities situated along seismic faults face similar threats. A reminder of that came July 5th, when the largest earthquake to hit California in 2 decades shook the Ridgecrest area. Had it been centered under Los Angeles, the destruction would have easily dwarfed what happened in Sea Church in New Zealand. Since that magnitude 6.2 earthquake hit New Zealand on February 22nd, 2011, the recovery has been painfully slow. The physical and economic and psychological aftershocks continue. So they had a really, really bad earthquake there. Obviously, what they're trying to do is they are trying to show us that, say, if that earthquake or even the Ridgecrest earthquake was centered underneath California, how truly bad it would be. Now, we've seen some pretty bad earthquakes in California, but we haven't seen the big one. Now, if you followed my channel for any time being, that you would know that I talk about earthquakes a lot. And some people call it fear porn, some people call it this, but they also don't probably realize we have real people actually meeting, some as often as 2 or 3 times a week, some once a week, once a month. And these people are actually preparing and getting together and, exchanging tips and exchanging all sorts of information. A lot of the audience of mine are real preppers, and they are really serious. So again, we try to have fun here because obviously if we're going to sit here for 2.5 hours and get a bunch of information, it's got to enthrall you. It's got to keep you here for 2.5 hours. Which somehow we do, even with all of the stupid things that happen during a live show. So I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I think that this stuff is coming sooner than later. A lot of you agree with me. And, people made fun of me in the beginning. I used to do streams to nobody. I would literally talk in my car on my break and but people related. And that's the thing. That, from the heart, I really think that we are expecting something big that was relatable to people. People feel the same way. And now I get thousands of emails a day between our website and everything else. It's crazy how much, information we get from you guys. I, of course, have friends and family in either military or even some in FEMA, and you have to actually look at what they're saying. They're thinking that the whole West Coast is going to be toast. I mean, those are words the FEMA director used. So this is a very serious thing. And of course, would they tell you if they knew that, or even if they thought that it was going to happen soon? Absolutely not. There are millions and millions, I should say billions of dollars flooding through California, which I think California is the number 5 moneymaker in the entire U.S. And it's a lot of money rolling through there. They wouldn't tell you if the whole thing was going to fall off into the water. I think it really gets down to the heart of everybody. Even if they don't live in California, most people know somebody who does. Honestly, I mean, how many cities all over the country do you know a cousin or a neighbor or somebody who, went there to be an actor or went there to get discovered or something? Everybody has one of those in the family. There's plenty of people that have family there. So that's one thing to consider. Other than that, when the big one happens, when the really big one happens, when you have Cascadia, what if Cascadia and the San Andreas go off at the same time? This isn't a rock movie. This is a serious thing. Even when I talked to Chris Goldfinger, one of the lead seismologists, the guy that made it famous, he's got his own TED Talk on the earthquake situation there. He said 20 years ago they would have thought that you were crazy if you said the Cascadia could actually trigger a different earthquake. Now they know for an absolute fact that Cascadia subduction zone, when they have a full margin rupture, a 700-mile long strip down the West Coast is all going to shake, that can actually trigger not only earthquakes but also volcanoes. It says Now, I want to talk about CC. We'll call it CC because this also had a really horrific event and probably filtered as far as that word goes. But we're going to talk about that here in a second. It says the quake redrew the geography of CC. Downtown is now flatter and smaller, with 1,500 buildings in the central business district have been demolished. Some businesses left for the suburbs and never came back. Officials also bought and demolished 8,000 houses along rivers, the coast, and the hills, and restricted those areas from future development. That's because it shook it up so much, it turned the soil, everything into just crap. And that's what's going to happen to California. So, should you be buying a business, right on the coast in California? Probably not. Especially, even if you have insurance or something like that, you're probably not going to even be able to rebuild there. You're going to have to move somewhere else. And does your insurance cover it if you have to move your building? I actually heard from somebody the other day that said, if it is so bad where you cannot rebuild, which a lot of people are predicting, then they will not relocate you. So they only give you the money if you're going to rebuild what you had, which sounds crazy to me, because if that happened, is there not like a little, kind of loophole? It says, in addition to commerce moving out of the city center, projects intended to restore CC, a convention center, a recreation center, a sports stadium, have not been completed. This is 8 years ago, folks. Some are years away from becoming a reality. Earthquake-related physiological distress has been widespread, with post-traumatic stress, anxiety, and depression reported years after the shaking. It says, we always used to say recovery is getting back to normal life. The thing is, after an event like this, normal life has changed, and it's never going to be the same again, said James Thompson, a regional government emergency management official. So that's somebody with, one of their regional FEMA guys. So you recover into a new normal or a new way of living, and change that will stay with people forever. So I guess the point is after this happens, California will be redrawn. Washington will be redrawn. Oregon will be redrawn. Our coast will be different. It will be redrawn. This is going to be a huge thing. And now we have so much information of random shaking under volcanoes that are not normally shaking. You've got earthquake swarms. You've got all sorts of hot spots off of Washington, Oregon, and California. It seems to me like, it's a ticking time bomb, and we're just waiting for it to happen. So this one thing that I want to say is, West Coast people, or if you have family on the West Coast, have them prepare. I won't, drill a dead horse, but seriously, it is getting really crazy right now. All right, and Ring security camera hacks see homeowners subjected to racial abuse and ransom demands. Now, Dex, you put this one in here. Can you explain what the heck this is talking about?
Well, we keep hearing about lots of challenges with the Ring system, and in this particular case, we've talked about hackers, but I think there was one story about Annie in the past. But there's more and more of these cases where people are hacking into to people, whether they're talking to a child, or to in the past case a nanny. There's lots of these different hacks that are taking place into the home, and we're putting these devices in our home and basically opening this door up and allowing people to potentially hack in on us.
Now, so here's one thing to think about. Everybody is, for Christmas and for Black Friday, the things that they really put the most discount on, which people don't even realize this, are the Amazon Fire Sticks, the Google Hubs, all of the Google devices, all the Alexas. All of those things were crazy cheap. If you looked at any of the Black Friday prices, it was like I think it was $150 Alexa speaker. It was a special one that had all these features, a cool screen. It was like $35. And here's the thing. Yes, they probably lost like $50-$60 on that. Or, they might have even broke it. I don't know how much they cost to make, but it had like a TV screen on it. It had touch screen, everything. And I was thinking, well, why would they do that? And then I was thinking, then I know why. Well, because they are getting these things in every house. In one way or another, you are having a device that actually has a camera on it in your house. The Google Hub is essentially a tablet with a forward-facing camera and an always listening device, just like all the Alexas, all of the smart speakers, all of the Google Homes, all of the Siris, all of these little things that you're putting in your house. They're listening to you. They are videoing you now. See, here's the thing. They've had these devices that could listen to us for a long time in our house. In fact, they've had, tons and tons of luck with this. People are doing it for convenience. When you say, okay, Google, order a pizza, it's doing it. And I bet you there's like 10,000 people at home that just had their phone actually try to order them a pizza. That's the scary thing. And, you know, the sound was one thing, but now they're actually adding video. And people are going to do it. The first one that I talked about even a year ago, or maybe 8-9 months ago, was Google Clips. Google Clips was a device. I mean, it was probably the size of this lid, and it was it's a little square. It's still selling. You know, you can buy Google Clips, and actually, what that is, and I'll just show you a picture of it real quick. It's an AI generated camera. Google Clips. Boom. So let me just show you an image of this thing. And the idea behind it is it took the perfect picture. Not only that, it learned. You could clip it onto your shirt. You could, you know, put it on, and literally they showed their example, putting it on your mantle. And then the AI basically decides when the perfect picture happens, when the lighting is perfect, when everything is just absolutely perfect. The bad part of this, and it, you know, not trying to piss off daddy parent company here, but the scary part about this is that it does it all on its own, and it takes the photos, you know, whenever, and it's Wi-Fi connected. They said some things that, oh, you know, they when people said something about this, you know, they had an answer for everything. But one thing I want to share about this is they did not make a big deal about this. If you haven't seen this, it's because they quietly released it. That's even how the articles talked about it when it first came out. They said quietly released. They literally released them, put them on shelves, didn't talk about any of it because they knew it would be a big deal. An AI controlled camera that takes pictures when it thinks it's appropriate. That's really kind of scary to me. But again, these are just the beginning. This was one of their experiments. Now they have the Google Hubs and all these things that are you know, in your home. You put them on your kitchen counter while you're, you know, being your Martha Stewart self. You have your little tablet and you're tapping on things and looking at the recipe. Meanwhile, it's actually watching you, and it can record you, and it's going to hear what you're using, what kind of food you're using, everything else. It's going to work in chorison with your other smart devices, whether you have a smart toaster, which, yes, they exist, smart oven, smart fridge, smart devices other than that in the kitchen. I mean, there's tons of them now. And it will be able to actually know where you're walking by the fields that you're walking through. And we've talked about this. Eventually, they're going to know exactly where you are in your own home by how the devices react to each other and how the signal goes and everything else. They're designing Li-Fi with an L, which is actually LED emitting Wi-Fi. It's actually wireless internet that comes from an LED light. So, and they say it's going to be faster than Wi-Fi. So when you walk in the mall and you're in the bathroom with these weird LED lights, that's actually going to be your internet source. As long as you have somewhere where it's light, you're going to have a super, super fast internet connection. But the problem with that is that it is the sensing behind it. I just tweeted out that they're using now millimeter wave technology for airports. Well, now I just heard word that they're going to be using this for other technologies that could go in your home. It's a scary thing, and a lot of it, and I bet you, we're going to find out that some of these weird technologies are going to cross paths, and we're not going to find out about it until way later. Like I tweeted, you know, there's going to be a company like Kramer and Kramer that, you know, one of those TV lawyers. It's like, if you've used the Google, or I shouldn't even say it, if you've used the Clips for more than 3 years and got diagnosed with cervical cancer, you can call Kramer and Kramer. We're not going to know it until, you know, it's too late that something like this. And I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not trying to, this doesn't cause anything, right? Nothing caused any of that. These are just wireless devices. But in that 5G territory, when these things cross paths, it's going to be really rough. Dex, you know better than anybody too, how much they're looking at people and looking to basically get every piece of information they can on us.
Adam, it's not just, you know, that's like the obvious. It's the scary part. We put these devices in our home. We, you know, allow ourselves to be tracked by all the information, and the big person in the sky, or the controlling interest, parties to be, have access to all that. But we're also in this particular example, we're taking a product and putting it in our homes, thinking it's convenient for us, and we're allowing these sleazy hackers that have nothing to do with the companies themselves actually come in and start talking to our children and scaring them and doing weird, crazy things with them because, we don't necessarily do the right thing to protect ourselves. We don't use strong passwords. We don't have a password manager. We don't use VPNs, etc. Those types of, we take these convenience things and they're okay. That feels good. And then when you turn around and you walk away, there's some creepy guy coming into your camera and talking to the kid and making him destroy the room and tear the TV, things like that. That's not good.
Okay, and exactly what he said. So one thing to think about is that we've said this before, that, in fact, somebody was arguing with somebody else on comments saying that that doesn't happen. I have one of those for my apartments, and they don't even do that. What somebody claimed is that their parents' house, I believe, had an emergency alert come through the speaker of it. And then somebody else argued and said, I have 5 of those, and I own apartments, and they never do that. Here's the thing. If they have a speaker and if they have that voice option, yeah, they could. Somebody could be out in a car outside, messing with them. And what's crazy is that this is really happening. People are hacking these left and right. So as far as Ring security and all of these other things, it's really kind of scary. And think about your baby monitors, things like that you're putting on your baby, and then some creepo is, 5 miles away watching your baby, or even creepier, right outside your house, hooked up to your Wi-Fi. Again, that's why you want to protect yourself online. It's just really creepy. It says multiple U.S. families have reported incident of Ring camera systems being hacked in recent days, raising questions as to whether systems are allowing hackers to access to people's homes without ever having to set foot inside. Owners of Ring security cameras in Mississippi, Georgia, Florida, and Texas reported incidents where hackers tormented families with racial slurs, encouraged children into destructive behavior, and demanded a ransom in Bitcoin. So there's a pattern here that's going on, and this is really, really weird. Why are, multiple states, the same thing is going on? This is something bigger. This is something definitely super creepy. It says, I can't even put into words how violated I feel. It's really like it's my worst nightmare. Mississippi mom Ashley LeMay told ABC's Good Morning America. Lee May installed a Ring camera in her daughter's room to keep an eye on them while she worked overnight shifts as a nurse. Only 4 days after installing it, her 8-year-old daughter, Alyssa, heard music and a banging noise coming from the room where the camera was installed. Alyssa says that when it began, she began looking for the source of the noise. She heard a voice saying, I'm Santa Claus. Do you want to be my best friend? And, or if you get, I'm Santa Claus. Do you want to be my best friend? Imagine how creepy that would be coming out of your baby monitor or your camera. It says Lee May said the voice taunted Alyssa and encouraged her to mess up her room and break her TV before her dad came into the room and shut the camera off. Super creepy. She says, I was even scared of my room for a few days. I'm still a little bit scared of it, Alyssa told GMA. And it says, in response to the incidents, Ring said in a statement, quote, customer trust is important to us, and we take the security of our devices seriously. While we are still investigating this issue and are taking appropriate steps to protect our devices based on our investigation, we are able to confirm this incident is no way related to a breach or compromise of Ring's security. Again, this was a breach in their security, their Wi-Fi. And what's crazy is half of these people have an actual password. So they're getting hacked with a password on their internet. It says, quote, due to the fact that customers often use the same username and password for their various accounts and subscriptions, Bad actors often reuse credentials stolen or leaked from one service on another service. And it says, as a precaution, we highly and openly encourage all Ring users to enable two-factor authentication on their Ring account, add shared users instead of sharing login credentials, and use strong passwords and regularly change their passwords. Even then, there's guys with devices. Now, if you've seen some of the documentaries covering this stuff, it's really creepy. They can hack almost anything, anything Wi-Fi, including cars. They've been hacking Teslas. Now, it says, it's scary stuff. Cybersecurity expert says recording device investigation at Hyatt Hotel is not uncommon. So if you really want to be creeped out at a hotel, listen to this. It says, once I get past all this cruddy crap, it says, police are investigating a report of recording devices found in guest rooms at a Minneapolis hotel. WCCO's Esme Murphy spoke with a cybersecurity expert who warned situations like this are not only both common and hard to detect. Minneapolis police continue to release few details about the investigation, including what exactly they found and how many Hyatt hotel rooms were affected. Much of the information in a police report has been redacted. What in the heck? Redacted? It says, it's scary stuff, said Mark Lanterman, Computer Forensic Services. Mark Lanterman is a former investigator for the U.S. Secret Service Electronic Crimes Task Force. He's also the Chief Technology Officer for Computer Forensics, a cybersecurity firm whose clients include a Hennepin County Sheriff's Department and the Ramsey County Attorney Office. Quote, does this shock you? Esme Murphy asked. No, it doesn't shock me, Lanterman replied. Lanterman sat with the WCCO as he browsed the internet for affordable, high-powered, small surveillance cameras. $36 for a camera that big. And he essentially holds up like this. So, more and more, they're finding them in bathrooms. They're finding them in tanning salons. They're finding them in hotel rooms. They're finding them in schools. Like, actually, this is why, like, when I go to my daughter's school, they require not only a sign-in, you have to have a badge. I think they even have, like, a little tracker thing on you when any parent or any person visits the school. That way that you can't just, like, fake or print one out. You actually have to have a track. It's like a black box for walking into school. And that's because it's getting this weird. Imagine a parent walking into the school and putting a camera in the bathroom or something. That's creepy. And that's happened. That's the scarier part. And this is happening a lot and all over the place. And it's mostly because now the technology has gotten so small, it's gotten wireless. If you have an outlet, it can even hook up to, say, a wireless. They hack the simple Wi-Fi that's available to the teachers or to the staff there, and then boom, they can be at home a million miles away and have no evidence connecting them. So, I would always check the little cracks. Now, cameras can literally be in a pinhole. So the same hole, they can be in a hole the size, like, say if you put a thumbtack in the wall and pull it out, that little hole could be a high definition security camera. That's why they're so hard to spot nowadays. Pretty creepy. What do you think? Give me a call at 224-400-MARV.
Adam, I wonder if there's just a little more to this story that we're not being told yet, especially with all the redactions. If there's something bigger that was actually happening at a criminal level with either human trafficking or something like that, with these hotel rooms being reconfigured with these cameras.
Now, can I ask you, was it Hyatt Hotel where they found those melted bodies in the... What hotel was that?
I don't remember that hotel. That's a good question.
Do you remember what I'm talking about? Let me look it up. They remember this. Oh my gosh! Do you remember? It was a Q thing, and they talked about the two bodies found in. Let's see here. Found at. Yeah, this story. I mean, we've certainly heard lots of. The accusation of a Southwest pilot putting a little camera in the lavatory airplane. We've heard lots of these different stories. It seems a little interesting because of the fact that it was across. Many different hotel rooms. So it seems very systematic.
kind of curious if there's something more here, especially with all the notion of the police redacting a lot of the information that was in there.
And let's see here. I wanted to say found in acid. Is that what it was? Let's see. Oh my gosh, Can somebody in the chat? Do you remember what Q covered like 7-8 months ago with the? It was the weird hotel. They showed the hotel, and then they showed that like they found 2 bodies or something in those acid containers or something, and they were basically melted. Oh my gosh, I want to say it was Hyatt. And what if this is connected? Back then they said it was possibly connected to some sort of mafia or something like that, or some sort of other group. Let's see here. Somebody said some patients. This is. Can you? We'll pass through this because we need. We're gonna fly through to the main stories. Dex, can you describe what they're doing here with the AI and the patients?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's just yet another instance where we're seeing fundamentally on a business perspective. You say, hey, this is great because I can use AI to make sure patients are doing what they're supposed to. But then again, we're looking at this artificial intelligence encroaching further into the privacy of our lives. So they're using AI and trying to determine which patients are actually taking their medicines and if they're taking the right medications at the right time, things like that. But yeah, it's, every day we turn around, there's more AI in coming into our lives, taking over different things and encroaching itself upon our fundamental privacy. So that's the important thing. Go read the article if you want to know more about it. But we see these examples just about every day.
And we've actually covered it a bunch of times in different layers. Let me see one thing too. You're actually cutting out on Discord really bad. We by the way, in between all the cutouts, we checked multiple times. Everything is good on our end. Everything. One thing I will say is, I've been talking to other creators such as Edge of Wonder, some few others, trying to reach out to Brian from High Impact Flicks, several ones. There's big changes coming very soon. So it would very much help if you guys spread the word about Marfoogle.tv, which is this channel. Give that out. Get us to 100,000, because if we can actually ask for that verification, it might help to prove that we are commercially viable, but also to get to that milestone. Real quick, I'm going to go over to Colleen Luce Wilson. Says, more Florida sunshine to those in need. Love you, fam and mods. That's huge, Colleen. You do not have to do that. Just did a $50 super chat. That's huge. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. You don't have to do that much. Super appreciated. And thank you for just being so loyal and here every night. Mark Sketch, Adam, I did it again. I unsubbed to get a shout out. I think I have an issue. Do you have a support group? It's 6:25 a.m. here. Please take this into account when deciding whether to forgive me or not. Mark, you're a goofball. I love you. Laughing Mom says, love you, Foogles. Let's see here. And thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Bonnie Blake, never give up. Just keep chatting on. Vaneki Potasio V-Rocks Pit, welcome back. Says, sup, Adam and everyone, Marfia, hashtag Foogle Fam, hashtag the Marfaverse. I love how the things that you guys come up with, like, you guys came up with Marf. I didn't call myself Marf. That was all you guys. SRK Alona, welcome to the fam. Thank you for joining. As always, if you subscribe during the show, you do get a shout out. Rhonda Lusco, Sandy Owen just subscribed. Rebel693, Engine B. Let's see. Baya Bay. I think that's Baya Bay. Oh, Bay. Okay, got it. I know that song. All right, well, thank you guys for your support. Again, can't say enough about that, especially right now. Dex, it looks like we just dropped by 1,500 people, so obviously it's cutting out.
Yeah, we started a new stream, and I put it in the old stream in the comments for everybody. So they hopefully should be joining shortly.
Dex, I think we might have to we might have to cover the main story and not do calls tonight. We can't get people to suffer through this. This is kind of at a loss. We kind of have to figure out what's going on here. Like, this is pretty bad. It's frustrating, but at the same time, like, whoever is still watching right now and it's going up, I can't say enough. Like, I know people go and this cuts out and then you guys come back and then you guys come back and you guys come back. Sometimes when I'm having like a rough day or something, I really do just like talking to you guys, and I can't say enough about how much I appreciate all of you guys sticking around and being here for me, being here for Dex, being for, here for my family. Nights like this one, it's really stressful. I really step back and I think, like, it's pretty amazing that you guys are all here. Sometimes it just seems really surreal that I have any of you watching, let alone all of you. Yeah, this is like really bad. Something is going wrong. I don't think it's Q. I think it's something technical. I don't get it. We might have to have somebody look at the internet. The computer's fine. That's all good. So something is going on with our stuff. We almost lost power today, though. Dex, are you still there? We're having intermittent cascading power failures, and we had a lot of that happening. So I don't know if we're having and we were having internet outages. So I don't know if this is because we did the speed test. In fact, in between we did it, and it was like really, really fast, and it and then it would go down to like nothing, and then it would go up back. I tested it about 10-15 times in between shows, and it was super fast, and then it was super slow, and then it was like 0. So I don't know what's going on. But so I'm going to do the main story. We can't split this up into 7-8 things. It's going to notify people 8-9 times. I know that Brian from High Impact Flicks, it happened to him one time. And I think he lost like 500 subscribers that day because basically it split it up into 8 different notifications, and that just sucks. Elon Musk is sending marijuana to astronauts on the ISS. Yes, that's right. Elon Musk is actually sending weed to the ISS, and it could very possibly create new mutant weed. And then as far as drug-related news, magic mushrooms pass first hurdle as depression treatment. You may have heard or not, but people do psilocybins and things like this, and they actually do what is the cactus thing, Dex? The cactus that people...
Are you talking about ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca or peyote or whatever, those things, and they go to other countries, and a doctor actually like gives them a certain amount, monitors them, and they go on hallucinogens to treat different things. Some people have sworn by it. Now, again, we're not medical doctors or anything here, but I did have a roommate who her sister basically was an alcoholic, was all these different things, alcoholic, drug addict, which she was on dope, on heroin, and then she went to Mexico. Their family did this experimental thing. She ended up doing like a week of just like super hardcore hallucinogens, and she came back and she hasn't done drugs in like 11 years. Which I thought was really crazy. I thought it was really crazy that, and I knew her before. Like, she's like she was the kind of woman like you don't let in your house, or you don't want to know where you live because she might steal your crap. I think everybody has a family member or a family member's friend or somebody like that, like where you're like, no, don't tell them where I freaking live. Like, what are you doing? And yeah, I met her afterwards, and then another 2 years went by, and she was just totally clean. So this is pretty cool in my book. I think that in some cases, with the right, situation, this could help people. It says another party drug is showing signs of going legit as magic mushrooms cleared the first hurdle of tests required to become treatment of depression. It says the active ingredient in the mushrooms, psilocybin, was found to be safe and well tolerated when given to healthy volunteers in a study by researchers at King's College London. Unsurprisingly, the subjects got high. The potential of recreational drugs like marijuana as treatment and has caught the medical world's attention. In September, the School of Medicine at Johns Hopkins University started a research center to study psychedelic drugs and their effects on behavior and brain function. The funny thing is they've done this for a long time. They've actually had, they've had the psilocybin. They've done these kind of studies since like before the 60s. I mean, probably as long as they've existed, they've been doing studies on them. And then, they've gotten illegal. They did this. They had the war on, drugs, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of crazy. One thing that I'm kind of crazy, like blown away by, in my early 20s, I did mushrooms and I was always freaking out. My only ones were a bad trip because I thought I was going to die. Apparently, you can actually do it, and they're found to be safe. That's crazy to me. Now, I won't make you admit anything, Dex, but have you ever had any wink wink family do that back in the day?
No, I've never actually experimented with anything that hardcore. But the thing that's interesting to me is we're at a time, at least we're taking the steps to actually examine the things that used to be forbidden, used to be taboo and or illegal, just straight up illegal, where we couldn't even go through do these types of tests because a lot of these substances are natural. They happen in nature, whether it's a mushroom or whether it's the cannabis plant, and there's lots of value inside that from a scientific point of view to see if there or create other positive effects or positive things for our environment, for our lives and our livelihood. So it's good to see that we're at least looking at these things and trying to discover if there is any benefit, as opposed to leaving it on the shelf, schedule, can't touch it, stay away out here. So there's probably a good side to this eventually.
You cut out a lot during that. I totally agree on that. You cut out a lot for whatever. Funny is one of these times, I could be your co-host on your channel and be like the guy who chimes in and be like, "Hey, I'm Adam." I think that would be kind of funny. Bun B or Bon B, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the family. Sorry though, the night that you're subscribing is probably the worst. We never have these kind of bad issues like this, or at least not usually. This is purely internet. In fact, I can see that my wife just said that the whole thing is like, flipping out on our TV, everything. So if something happens, just to let you know, we're all trying to team up. Creators are trying to team up. There's several things that are happening very soon. They're talking about these new rule changes, new terms of service. Please, do whatever you guys have to. You're watching this now. At some point, if our videos start disappearing, make sure you know where to find us. Marfooglenews.com. The active ingredient in the mushroom, psilocybin, is found safe. That's pretty cool. Elon Musk sends weed, and then Florida man found eaten by alligator actually died from meth overdose. So apparently he died and then got eaten by an alligator. So I guess that's not that bad, right? He OD'd, and then an alligator came along and ate him. I just wonder if the alligator got high. Didn't we cover a story that was meth gator or something? Wasn't that a story that we did?
Yeah, there was. They were getting high from the drugs in the water.
Yeah. What did they call it? It was methadyle or something?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was something like that.
Methigator. That's funny. DoBQ says, stop saying the 17th letter. Say 17 instead. And am at hotel is the standard hotel in LA. Thank you. DoBeDo or DoBQ. That's awesome. Apparently, whatever I'm saying, they really are serious about this. So I did not know that. We don't super cover it. Man whose deadly farts can kill mosquitoes, hired to create mosquito repellent made from his intestinal gas. This is real. This is not fake. It says a man whose God, man, dude. A man whose farts kill mosquitoes claims to have been signed up by insect repellent companies probing the secret of his killer gas. I thought they were all the same, but apparently his own brand is weed killer. Joe Rahama. Even his name, Joe Haramawama. Wait, sorry, Joe Waharahamarama, 48. From Kampala, Ramawama from Kampala. I'm sorry, I'm having too much fun with this. Uganda says boffins have launched a study into the chemical properties of his unique trouser toxin. Apparently, Joe is known around the city as the man to befriend if you're sick of mosquitoes. Joe is quick to assure people his farts are only noxious to insects. The Odd Job Man says no one in his home village has ever contracted malaria because of his powers knock out insects over a 6-mile radius. This can't be real. Somebody's saying, wow, no freaking way. Is it Fartwell? Wow, I would have to hate that. Oh my God, LMAO. Seriously, this is no joke. And they say within a 6-mile radius. That can't be true. This is dude, this is a superhero with his farts. This is a super fart hero. This is, maybe he could get a fart time job. I mean, really. I mean, this is, he plays a really big fart of the community. Sorry, that was bad. But his farts are worse.
We pay good money for that service.
I cannot believe that. I mean, the farticles alone, if true, that would make his fallout zone larger than that of the atomic bomb which destroyed Hiroshima in 1945. Okay, this is the funniest article the Sun has done. Local barber James Yawuri said he is known all over the city as the man who can kill mosquito with his farts. That would be the worst thing to be known for. When Joe is around, we all know that mosquitoes will vanish. So will his girlfriends. He is respectful of people around him and will only fart when there are mosquitoes around which bring malaria. His farts get rid of this disease. He's saving lives with his butt. A local chief who knew Joe when he was growing up as a child said he took him in to live with him during the malaria season and claimed no one nearby caught the disease. The chief said, I heard about Joe's gift and I took him in to help mop out the mosquitoes infesting our surroundings. He respectfully drops these bloomers and helps eradicate the insects. And he does his thing and they drop like flies. Joe said, I eat ordinary food just like everyone else, but no insect can lay a foot on me, not even a fly. I smell like a normal man. I bathe daily and my farts are just like everyone else. They are only dangerous to small insects and especially mosquitoes. Joe dreams of marketing his gas and added, imagine buying a Raid can with my face on it. Oh my gosh, man. This was one of the best. We always have weird news, right? Usually we have anywhere from 3 to 4 stories. This one was the best I've covered in a long time. That is too funny.
I knew you couldn't get through that without laughing.
No, that's really funny. we are dropping frames again, I think. Yeah, somebody said it is a real story. That's funny.
Yeah, and we're on a new stream now too, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're not doing calls, you guys. If you are watching this right now and it's not streaming, we can't even do this. This is actually going to lose us. In fact, we probably already lost subscribers because of this. So, yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for putting up with it. Whoever wants to stay in chat, whatever chat is left, I'm going to do a shoutro. I'm going to try to fix this, and we're going to try to do a video. I might actually do a regular video and then unlist these. Anybody wants the link, they can go to the website, okay? Go to the website. Marfooglenews.com. Maybe what we can do is we can combine these. Couldn't we do that?
Yeah, I'll see if we can combine them all, and
we'll combine it into one thing. Again, whoever's here, if you guys want to support the channel, support NordVPN. Marfooglenews.com VPN. If you're a Foogle family member, you get a discount. Just say it straight up. You know, the commission from this is helping us. Again, we always get put in the extended category. We always, if we do have ads, they're, you know, usually the penny ads or the T-Man, impeach ads and all that kind of stuff. Essentially, it's like completely different ball game. So this, again, like the stories we heard about the ring and all this is something that can actually stop that from happening. As Dex always says, again, this is kind of your protection against these backdoor guys that literally their whole job is to roam around and get into your Wi-Fi, get into your stuff, any kind of links that you might get in your email. All this stuff has to go through that virtual private network. So you don't have to understand it. You just download it. It works. Boom. It's done. It's like, flipping a light switch once you have it. Plus, you can have it on 6 different devices, so you can be all over the place. And then EMP Shield, just without a doubt, this is 100% going to save lives, in my opinion. I don't have any qualms of representing their product because, period. It's the EMP Shield. It is literally being used by states, and this is actually, they're helping DOD, Homeland Security, the state of Texas. They just recently announced they're helping the DEMSO team. It's an actually new team specifically against EMP and stuff like this, including solar flares and, you've got the CMEs as well that it protects against. Go to marfooglenews.com/EMP. So it's really easy. marfooglenews.com/VPN or /EMP if you want to support us and get one of those. Again, the sales are still going for EMP Shield. I think they're actually going until Christmas now. They were going to end at the day after Black Friday. And then because of the Foogle family member, for us, they're doing $125 off for the next. They actually extended it just for us. So we usually get $50 off per device. You get $125 off. We appreciate it. We are very transparent. The money from this, we are actually trying to build systems for you guys. We're doing Creators Corner. We are trying to get an app going so we can actually organize you guys. We are about to be, we're going to be featuring Edge of Wonder, and then they might be featuring us at some point, possibly tomorrow. I don't know. So we'll see about that. But we're going to be working with several creators and trying to put something together and protect all the smaller creators that we've helped build up. So we did a lot of work to do that. Hopefully that works. Yeah, I guess Dex, let's we got to figure this out. We can't put them through the suffering.
No, we'll figure it out.
I'm going to do my shoutro for the heck of it, and whoever's in chat is in chat. Yeah. And then we'll be taking calls normally. I do have a backup plan. We do have kind of a setup that I can do, but it takes about a couple hours for me to reset up everything with my old setup. Colleen Luce Wilson says, do you receive my other super chat? Yes, I did. And maybe you were on the wrong stream because we've ended streams and started streams. And I said, thank you super, super much. Like, that was too much. Thank you, Colleen Luce Wilson. Thank you so much. Northern Tiger says, I've sent you one before. Did you have it? Yes. And by the way, you guys, yeah, if you did do one and I didn't say it, it's probably on the other one. Thanks for the shout out yesterday from Northern Tiger. Vinicchio, Potasio, V-Rocks Pit, thank you. Bonnie Blake, thank you. Laughing Mom. All right, you guys, literally, we can't even keep going because something is knocking us off every 2 minutes. I appreciate each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. From the 1,200 people, there's about 1,200 that just keep coming. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. I can't do calls. We're at the point of the calls, and I'm not going to do calls and then stop and stop. Every time it does this to my almost 100,000 people, it sends out a notification every time we re-go live. We actually lose a lot of people when it does this, so next time it goes off for good. We will figure out something else, and I'll probably do a recorded video and upload it and unlist all the rest of them. Yep, I know, right? All right. Yeah. Thanks, Dex. Love you, brother. We'll probably mods when I'm done. Let's meet up. Obviously, you know, I'm having internet problems. I might have to go back to my phone. So, all right. The New Moon Order. It was bad, but it wasn't a failure. I love you guys, and I'm super glad that, you know, everything. I'm just glad with everybody. I'm super happy just to be a part of this, and I'm really thankful that you guys have let me be your host and everything. And if we did get knocked off tomorrow, I would still love you. Love ya. Be safe, be prepared, and Marf out. And it's all on top of the big bad wolf coming to get you, and it's all cool. It's all about the love that we give. It's all about the Renee Thomas and that Moab ER. And about that Robert Ellis, Crystal Starts, the Shastina Bots, that Teresa K, and now we get Guns and Water and the Murphy's Law. It's Skate Amanda. Constructions of Soul and Kilroy was here, Kitty Rose and the Michael Rowe. Yeah, endurance, that's one way to put it. That was the 5th stream. The 5th time. I went through 4, but I couldn't do any more. I set your blood. Never leave me alone. Oh yeah, that's how you do it. You just keep going. Full moon in Gemini. It's a full moon in Gemini. I've got my Aunt B and my Barbara I, and my Turbo Prepper and my George Maitland, with my Starfire Horizon and everybody, man. Rip Curl, don't you know? It's all about this, all about this love. If you know where you got to go, then you know it takes love. Every time, every way, and you know that we got to go. You know that we got that Linda Darby, y'all. J.R. Pale Horse and no rest. Got the seas to keep up. Bring it back and you hold it strong. the Nicky K down, Daddy and the Happy Elf, in the MSJ A61, Robin Miller and the Repo Snafu, gonna bring it down. You're rocking at Dome with the Susan Wilson, rolling the WV prepared mind, with the WV prepared mind. Earth is experiencing some of the roughest pain, and you gotta hold back with the JoJo. I like me for me. I like me for me. I like me for me. With the Susie Cat and the Trish Killer and the Crazy Coyote, everybody knows. Stop us now. They know that we be stopping it round. We be stomping around. We be stomping around. Oh, hey. We be stomping.
You want to know what's going on? What's really going on when it happens? Go to marfooglenews.com and get Marfoogle alerts along with a Discord invitation where you can find your local state group and get together with the Foogle Fam. You'll find fast friends where you'll share prep and intel, and there's even special groups for former and current military. But don't try and steal the valor of those who have really served. It won't go well for you. The Marfoogle Fam is waiting for you.